What's up, everybody? So today we have a very special interview for you all. Now, we know that when considering different dental schools, a main factor that people look into is the cost. And unfortunately, these days, some schools charge up to $400,000, $500,000 just for a student to attend. Now, the average dental school debt around these days is like $250,000, which is a lot. Now, some people are very fortunate and their parents are able to take care of this debt burden for them. Some people rely on loans, but some people actually get scholarships. Now, one of the most popular scholarships is actually the military scholarship called the HPSP scholarship. And that is why we're here today. Our friend, Joyce Forbes, actually is a recipient of the scholarship, and we're gonna ask her some questions. How you doing today, Joyce?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing good. Me and Joyce actually did our master's program together. Me, Joyce, and Terrell did our master's program together. So it's great that she can finally join us on the channel.
Happy to be here.
Finally, right? Finally. So Joyce, if you can, please give the audience, just let them know a little bit about yourself. Where you went to undergrad, I guess where you got your master's, and what kind of got you interested in the industry.
I'm from South Florida, Fort Lauderdale. Anybody out there from Fort Lauderdale? I went to Florida State University, did a major in biology for undergrad. Then I actually went to Barry where I met Tyler. And now I'm at Tufts and
Okay, so what actually sparked that interest in the industry?
Well, I know this sounds weird, but I always love going to the dentist. That was like my favorite thing to do, which is weird.
That's fair.
I've actually never had a cavity.
Me either.
Yeah, okay. So
it was meant to be, right?
So I always just loved the dentist, and I always noticed how it was like a mix of art and science. And I really like that about dentistry, so that's what led me to dental school.
I know that when we were in our master's program, something that me and Joyce always talked about was how we were going to pay for school. We saw the bill that was on the way, and we were really trying to figure out how we're going to do that. And I remember you always telling me that you were going to apply for this scholarship. So what were some of the things that you took into consideration when you really decided to make that move and really put in your application for the scholarship?
So I know you remember how stressed I was. So stressed during the Barry program, trying to figure out how I was gonna pay for Tufts. And my dentist that I shadowed, my general dentist that I had when I was growing up, he actually was the first person to mention the scholarship to me, and he mentioned how paid for school and everything. So while I was at Barry, I started looking more into it, talking to my dad, who was in the Marines for over 20 years and stuff. And then, I decided it might be a good fit for me, and then I went ahead and contacted a recruiter and went from there.
And so which branch of the military will you be serving for after your dental school?
The Navy.
Okay, and so what made you decide on the Navy amongst all three?
So I kind of looked at how many scholarships each branch had available. I know that it's the Air Force, the Army, and the Navy, and the Air Force actually has the least amount of scholarships available. I want to say around 20, and that's for the whole country actually. So obviously the lower the amount of scholarships that are available, the lower my chances. So I was like, I'm gonna go for the one that has the most scholarships available, which was the Navy. So
we were at school, you told me you were gonna apply, and then you actually started the application process. So can you tell us a little bit about how that whole process went?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually went ahead and came up with 5 steps for everyone out there, because I know it can be a long, confusing process. If you're just starting to look into it, you need to know, where to start. So I would say that step 1 is to do your research. Weigh the pros and the cons. Just look around and see if this is the best option for you. Because some of the pros are everything is paid for. The tuition's paid for. Your housing is paid for. You get health insurance. They still pay you when you work for them. As soon as you start working for them, you can put something into your retirement. And I know we're all young, we're all in our 20s, but one day we'll be old and we'll want something, to help us retire. So that's a pro. Yeah, and some of the cons are you really don't know where they're going to send you until your 4th year of dental school. So I could end up somewhere in Iowa. Hopefully
Iowa's not. Iowa's great. We love Iowa at FutureDDS.
Yeah, so basically what happens is that they give you a list of places your fourth year of dental school, and then that's what you pick from. So, but I'm just not sure what's going to be on that list yet. So that could be a con. You know, some people like to know for sure where they're going to be, if they're going to be near their family, and I don't really know all that yet. So that was definitely a con for me. And you're obligated to spend 4 years in the armed forces, which might not be, you know, the best for everybody, because you have to kind of conform to their rules and, you know, their fitness tests and whatever else that they would require of you. To me, another pro is that there's bases all over the world, in Italy, Switzerland, you know, Germany. So you really have the option to kind of travel the world and see everything that you might not have gotten the chance to see before. So that could be that's a pro for me, but for other people who want to be, you know, one place, that could be a con as well. On to number 2. Find a recruiter. So you want to look online. As soon as you can type in Navy HPSP scholarship, recruiter, and it's the same Navy office that you would go to for anything else. So you would work with a recruiter there, and they would go ahead and like let you know everything that you need to provide. You might want to be prepared to kind of stay on top of that, constantly be in contact with them, make sure you're checking for the deadlines, you're getting everything in, because they really might not stay on top of you as how they should. So you have to kind of be more responsible and, you know, kind of take the lead on that yourself. And that brings me on to step 3, which is to prepare all your documents. So just know that you're gonna have to have letters of recommendation. If I can remember correctly, I believe I needed to have 2. So if you're, you know, finishing up undergrad, go ahead and make sure you start asking around to your professors to get those letters done now, because maybe, you know, in a year, or if you're taking a year off, after that year's over, they might not remember you, or we all know how it goes. So go ahead and ask around for those now, and like make sure that you are, you know, starting to get the ball rolling. And you're gonna need to write a personal statement. So mine was pretty simple, just about like why, you know, I wanted to do the Navy, or why I thought I would be a good fit. And yeah, I just talked about all the reasons why I thought it's kind of similar to your dental school application essay. So, you know, you can kind of pull aspects of that and, you know, go ahead and put that in your Navy essay. Get any health documents that you might have, because they're going to want to know a complete health history they're going to want to know everything about you, your social security number.
So if I broke my arm when I was 10,
they want to know. They want to know everything.
Okay. Right.
I wrote down how I sprained my ankle in high school. Everything that ever happened to me medically, I wrote it on there, because the last thing you want to do is hide stuff from the government. That's never
Do
good.
not do that. Do not do that.
Make sure you're disclosing everything. You have all your documents. If you are, you know, born somewhere else, like me, I had to, you know, get my naturalization records, birth certificates, anything from there. You know, so go ahead and make sure you have everything ready. Ahead of time. You're gonna have to do a phone interview, or maybe an in-person interview, you know, so just get everything ready for that, and yeah, you should be good. So step 4 is wait. I remember when I was waiting, I kept talking to Tyler and being like, Tyler.
Annoying me.
Tyler, I don't know what's going on. Like, did I get it? Did I not? You know, what's happening? And yeah, I was a little annoying, you know, but because the wait can be a little long, basically. So you want to get everything in as soon as possible, preferably by December of the year before you're going to start. Because usually what happens is boards is essentially like a group of armed forces people that sit around and they'll review your application and they'll, you know, stuff like that. So boards will take about a month and maybe more to come back, so that's the waiting period. But on that note, you want to make sure you get everything in as soon as possible, like by the end of December, because boards meets everything's due by the 1st of that following month, right? So go ahead and get everything in by the end of December. That way your application can go to boards in January, and you can hear back by like February, March, you know what I mean? So yeah, waiting was definitely part of the process. You gotta wait for stuff to get approved. You gotta wait, you know, for basically every step of the process. So, you know, just kind of embrace it
and be patient.
And be patient, exactly. So the last step 5, may sound a little stupid, but it's honestly just to have a little faith and believe in yourself. Because to be honest, I never thought I would get the scholarship, because when I looked around at all the stats of the people who were getting it, I thought they had, so much more to offer than I did. But you really never know. They could definitely see something in you that would make you a good fit for the scholarship that you might not even recognize, So just believe in yourself and know that anything's possible. And I know when you look at the numbers, it might be a little discouraging just based off of it's a nationwide thing. So let's say they might only have 65 scholarships available for the Navy for the whole nation, and thousands of people are applying. You might say, well, why should I apply? Why should I try? What's the point? I'm definitely not going to get it. But the point is just believe in yourself, because you never know. And you could be on FutureDDS talking about how you got the scholarship. So yeah, just go ahead and believe in yourself, and just put forth the effort, and you never know what could happen.
Good advice. All right, everybody. So now we're going to do a quick fire round, just to get as many questions flowing as we can do. All right, so you ready? You said you're ready.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, so first, sign-on bonus. How much did you get?
How much? Okay, so I'll start off by saying that the Air Force does not give a sign-on bonus, so that was also one of the factors I considered when I chose not to apply to the Air Force. But I got $20,000, so not too bad.
Is that tax-free or?
No, they taxed it. Of course they did. They taxed everything.
It's the government. Next question. Will you see combat?
To be honest, Tyler, you know me. I need 5 moisturizers just to survive. I don't really know if I would make it out in combat, but so far from what I've, heard from dentists who I've talked to who did the Navy route, they're saying that after the government spends all this money to put you through school with a scholarship, they're not going to send you to combat zone. They want a return on their money. So there's a very good chance that I will not see combat. Honestly, I'm 100%. I don't want to say 100%. Yeah, never say 100%. But I feel confident in the fact that I will not see combat. I'll be stationed somewhere, on a coastline in the U.S. And so that's what the general consensus has been from, let's say the 20 dentists that I went ahead and talked to.
So I've heard that once you accept the scholarship, during the summer, you have to go and do a mandatory training for 2 weeks every summer. Is that true?
No, that's actually false. So basically what happens is over the summer, I haven't had to do anything over the summer. There is such a thing called Officer Candidate School, which I will have to attend. But I have the option to do that after I graduate, which is what I've chosen to do. Some people do it over the summer, but I haven't really had time, so I haven't been doing anything.
So no, okay.
Yeah, no.
Say you are deployed and say you have to go somewhere far away from your family. How long typically is that deployment?
See, I really couldn't say for sure on that, just because, like I said, when I've been doing research, all the Armed Forces dentists that I've talked to said that combat is highly unlikely. I haven't been trained for any kind of combat, so I doubt they're gonna send me. I don't know anything about combat, so I haven't been prepared or trained for combat. That's more so on the enlisted side of things, as opposed to now I'm joining as an officer with a doctorate degree and stuff like that. So I have heard of Armed Forces dentists being sent out on ships and stuff like that. And I'm not sure about that, but I want to say that if I was sent out on a ship, the deployment would be about 6 months.
Okay. So, say you do the 4 years and you want to actually, continue on with the scholarship, not even the scholarship at that point, but you want to stay enlisted within the military. I know there's that 20-year rule. So does the time that you're in dental school count towards those 20 years?
So, surprisingly, I went ahead and talked to, a couple weeks ago, the Surgeon General for the Navy came to Boston. So he did a Q&A, and I went ahead and went, and he said that they actually changed that rule. So according to what he said was that from the day I start working for the Navy, I'm starting to, go ahead and build on that retirement. so they no longer wait until you have at 20 years before you can get a retirement. Yeah, so from day one when I start working, I'll be putting something towards my retirement.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there anything that it doesn't pay for?
Actually, yeah. The boards, my Part 1 boards,
Okay.
cost over $400, and I'm sure it's raised since then, actually, from what I've heard. And they did not cover that, and there was no reimbursement for that.
Okay, so what about like your laptop and stuff?
They will reimburse you for renting a laptop, but they will not buy you a laptop.
Okay, okay. Do they pay for any like CE credits?
Yeah, so they actually have CE credits for free if you're part of the armed forces. So, for example, me being an armed forces dentist, I can attend CE courses for free through the Navy or, whatever. So they have like lots of continuing education that I can do for free.
Okay, so I don't know if you're interested in specializing, but what if somebody is interested in specializing? Like, can't they do that through the military?
They sure can, yeah. And that's actually what I was hoping to do. I'm not, 100% sure if I'm going to specialize or not, but, it's something I've been thinking about. So I'm like,
why not have the option?
Why not have the option? Yeah. So, yeah, that definitely is an option, and it's a lot less competitive just because you are only competing against dentists that are in the armed forces versus like competing against the general public when you're applying for specialty, just like through a regular school. So that's good.
All right, so I've been watching, I'm in this interview, I guess I'm not watching it, but I'm pumped up now. Say I want to go and I want to join the military, like as a second year student. Is that possible?
Okay, I see Sergeant Brown in your future. Do a little like.
No.
So unfortunately, I don't think so, Tyler. I'm sorry to let you know, but I know they have the 4-year and they have the 3-year. So there's a 3-year option if you're, first year and you're thinking about it. There's someone in our class actually who got the 3-year. So.
Really?
Yeah,
we'll talk about that after.
So the 3 years is an option. You could also, after you graduate, join the reserves. So they'll pay back a certain amount of your loans, and it's better than nothing. So
paying out of pocket.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So obviously, the HPSP scholarship isn't for everybody, but it is a great option if you're willing to make that commitment. Coming out of school debt-free and also having the respect of the military under your belt is huge. So if you are interested, please do more research, check it out. And actually, if you all are interested, hit us up and let us know. We're interested to know that you're interested. But even better, you all can always, if you can, provide them with some information so they can reach out to you.
Of course. You guys can always message me on Instagram, Forbes_list.
Yep. So that's Forbes as the magazine, Forbes_list. Obviously, Joyce is here to help y'all. She sat here and did a great interview today. So once again, from FutureDDS and all of our audience, we definitely appreciate you taking the time out today.
It was nice talking with you.
Yep, again, right? She's acting like I don't see her every day. But everybody, if you all like this video, please hit the like button below. Also hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And do not forget to hit that notification bell so that you know whenever we post new content. But until next time, see y'all later.